immediate curiosity, my character, Malu, wants to fly up to it.
It's like on the table still. It's doing that Frankenstein's monster on the, So
Yeah.
so you can absolutely move up to it.
Excellent.
Wow.
Is it moving or anything when I fly up to it? Do I need to roll?
It's just hanging there.
I lean into our friend and I'm like, so did it work? Oh, by the way, I didn't get your name. This is a little embarrassing. I don't want
Just call me Frazz.
Frazz. Did it work?
Remains to be seen. It did form. That's good. It's the will it wake up part that I don't know about.
Should we, I'm leaning a little bit closer, should we start laughing? I mean, I'm kind of new to the whole mad scientist thing, but that's typically what they do, right?
They do it live, so we don't give it a second. He does the like.
Oh, right.
Just a second. Now you're going to. You're up in front of this thing.
I have an attribute called Soothing Touch. I wish to knock on its forehead.
Hello? Anyone in there?
Go for it.
Alright, so Soothing Touch is... Sure. That is a 10 plus a 17, so I think that's 27.
Ooh. You just knock on its head a bit, and there's like a gust of wind that pops through, and that seems to shake it, and blue light comes out of the eyes, and it starts to hold out its hands, wiggle a bit, look down at itself, and just kind of turn to all of you. And it does the little confused but still hello there wave. It does not speak. Okay.
I like him. Can we keep him?
I lean into Raz and I'm like, do we do it now?
Now we do it.
It's alive!
Yeah. Now's the fun part of where do I put it?
How big is this thing?
Person-sized.
Okay.
Person-sized.
Like your guy's sized, probably.
Right.
Probably more Malu than Tor.
Okay.
But there, in that area.
He's on the small side.
It's on the smaller side because, probably because they didn't have much of the resources to make them taller.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is so now the problem is keeping them and sustaining. With weirds like this, because complexes are so limited, keeping them functional and alive requires a lot of maintenance.
We have a good maintenance lady. What do you think we should do to keep it alive?
She's just, the whole time, she's just been enamored at everything that's been going on and been awestruck, and that's why she just kind of stood around not doing anything, because she's just and then this thing's alive, and you see just this shot of her, and then all these math equations or something, and she's just this defies so many laws, but I'm so into this. Okay, we gotta power this, and I mean, you could call up lightning, right? Do we need more lightning? I mean, I don't know, she's just calculating on her fingers.
Do you think it likes oats or candy?
Just touching its face.
You see tilt its head and then just move one of its hands and try to it's trying to communicate but it doesn't really know how. And then this is when Frazz goes, "Oh, I never covered mouth."
Does he know how to write?
That was an oversight on my part.
And in my backpack, I have a drawing pad and pens and paper. So she'll like take the like drawing pad and the pencil and kind of timidly come up to the construct. Hi, can you write words?
It takes the pen and paper almost instinctively, like thinks about it for a second, and after like a moment of trepidation trying to think it out, it starts scribbling on it, and you see it has drawn a check mark.
Yes.
Almost as if it was answering your question.
Yeah, I look at the paper and I look at the check mark and I'm like, so its name is V. I get it.
It shrugs. Sure.
Tor and
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch your name. Who are you?
Yes.
Frazz?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are quite a kebab.
he doesn't know. He can't come up with the words. He just makes up anything that comes to mind.
We are quite the kebab.
Did you mean cabal?
Those are words. I like those words. It sounds like it's the right word.
A little bit ominous for what I was going for here, but that works. So,
What do we do now?
you see Raz like looking up and down, you know, like trying to see if they've messed up anywhere, you know. And it's like the unfortunate thing about making it weird is that because it is so, for lack of a better word, fragile, you have to make sure that they are completely okay before you let them loose. And they're like looking at every little mechanical bit to see if it works, you know.
Alright, maybe we could do a couple of tests before we let it go out in the wild.
They
V.
nod and turn to the
V, can you walk? Look, just let me strut my stuff a little bit, and I just kind of saunter just a little bit, just to like see if he could just like follow my movements.
Yeah, you see it like observe you, almost like analyzing the way you are walking, and it looks at like the shackles that it has, and then Raz like, oh, my apologies, and pulls the lever in the open, and it pops to the floor, looks at you, the like blue lights in the eyes turn like just a hint of yellow for a second, and then it immediately mimics your exact like way you walked. Almost perfectly down to the arm movements, everything, 100% perfect copy of her walking.
I see. Now people strut like you.
Not exactly what I had. This is ideal. I see many opportunities. This could be about. Because looking at the three of you, we have, pardon my assumptions, but Tor, you seem very strong. Malu, you seem very quick. And I don't think I got your name, but you seem very learned. So the three of you together, and my ability to keep functioning, we might be able to effectively give them the being a person jumpstart.
Oh.
If you're asking if we're going to adopt him, then the answer is yes.
I mean, clearly it's the only option.
Yeah, and I say, gotcha, Bristol Glare. I love and hate that this.
you see V just kind of turn to Raz and just like give it the hand tilt of these people.
Them.
It just kind of does the shrug back to him.
I accept this.
So, how would you feel about showing them the ropes of Idu? Basically, show them your skills and see if you can duplicate.
That sounds like a great idea. I mean, we're at a school, we're learning. What's better way to learn than to actually teach?
This is true.
Here, how about how about I start? And is it alright if we go outside or?
We could probably. Just let me think about it for a second. Just go. Outside is ideal. Yes.
Does it need an umbrella? Is it like meltable? Is there anything that we have to worry about? Thunderstorms?
The machinery ideally keeps it in a pretty good sense of stasis.
Okay.
That's why it has all of that strapped onto it. Is that ideally keeps it stable throughout weather conditions and other stuff. Otherwise your tapping his head might have just cracked it. It is.
I'll try to avoid that.
No, I doubt it would happen. The machinery keeps it stable, as I mentioned. But we want to avoid harm coming to the machinery for that reason.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna make sure that my little buddy here is in flint condition. Come on, let's go outside and I'm gonna show him some geomancy.
I'll teach you to fly, and then and I will then give you an art lesson. Oh,
That sounds okay. I can also show him how to organize things and some hydromancy.
Yeah.
So, watercolors.
Just like kind of escort everybody outside, and I just try to find the biggest rock and just try to lift it.
You lead them out, and I need to mention that V is still duplicating your walk, even if you aren't doing it the same way.
Oh no, this is like how I normally walk because I just have a little jaunt.
Yeah, perfect. And it is still doing that in time with you. And you just maybe Raz turns to you and just goes, "That's gonna be forever now, isn't it?"
I do think it's definitely gonna stick.
Oh, it's going to be good for his calisthenics. So, it's going to work out his mobility. It's going to work out your abs. I don't do this just for show.
That's only so long as he's on the ground. Once we teach him to fly, he'll learn a whole host of other movements necessary for survival and storytelling and art and fun and living and survival and fun and living and sleeping.
All right.
Raz just kind of was Raz has the "what have I done?"
Did I just...
If we need to teach you how to swim, I can do that. I suppose.
My furnace stone.
Okay.
I'm going to look for the biggest rock and just try to lift.
There's a very large rock in this corner. Oh God.
You've effectively given us a pie and realized too late we were all just a bunch of bears. Here, have this apple pie.
Oh?
So the secret is you gotta lift with your knees. You gotta make sure that your feet are planted firmly, and then I just get into that kind of squat position and just roll the ball over my chest, and I start lifting with my legs, and I rolled a 21.
Awesome.
You immediately just were able to place it without fail.
And I start tossing it up kind of carelessly up in the air, and I'm say there's enough to do it. And then I gently put it in front of them, and it's all right, now you've mimicked my movements before. Now it's time for you to do it.
Just
It
sort of,
nods.
yeah. Malu sort of helpfully sort of is air walking around this whole situation. It's just
Back straight, butt out, and always watch your feet. You are small like me, but you are yet strong. Yeah.
Just remember when you're lifting rocks, you just gotta keep your cool.
And at all times, if you're lifting a rock, you're technically performing geomancy, aren't we, Tor?
Yeah, that's it's not wrong just for showing up. Well learned in the geomancy.
gotta mance those rocks. Mance those geos.
Just groaning in the background, okay.
Raz has Frazz has like a checklist of like basic like motor functions, you know? And you see this thing like process, eyes turn yellow, and it like grabs at the rock, and immediately like you can tell it's trying to do magic the way you did, but as it tries, instead of like lifting it, the rock just starts freezing over.
I mean, I said keep your cool, but come on.
It looks like that, and then like looks at its own hands, and looks to you. Very confused. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then it tries again, and as it's trying to lift it, the ice, it is actually able to because it is, you know, gripping into itself, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
It's able to pack it in, you know? And it lifts it up above its head for a second, and then you see its hands start to shake, and it immediately puts it down. The moment its hands shake a little bit. Oh. And just goes, considering how heavy that boulder is, that's a pretty good test run. I'm sure with time it'll grow your strength.
Oh yeah, I mean, it takes time to build up those rock muscles.
And this time it nods, and there's almost like a, for lack of a better word, like, you know, those weird like techno sounds. Just,
Yeah.
it seems to be coming from the machinery, almost like humming in agreement.
So,
it can't talk, but it can make little electrical noises, you know?
Mm-hmm. Is there a specific list of things you want us to go through, Frazz?
Well, I can do basics. So, I was trying to see more about your unique talents. Towards strength, Malu's. They kind of look up in the air and just see you walking around. Shall we say affect?
Yeah.
And your, well, I suppose whatever you feel would be ideal to bring to the table.
And she kind of like thinks about it. She's like, I mean, I'm kind of boring. I can show.
Very nice.
Well, I suppose I can show him some paintings that I've done, and then she like pulls out her. She has a sketchbook on her, and then it's the type of paper that you can use multiple types of dry or wet material on. And then she goes and starts to she sits by the construct and then starts to sketch out the landscape and do like a rough landscape. So we'll see. She does.
Okay.
She's very prepared. She always has supplies on her. Sometimes she has snacks.
It's just talking her up and just telling a little goblin friend like, yes.
Yeah, like, oh, go on.
I was just gonna say it writes on the notepad, what's next?
What's next? Oh, she, like, pulls out this little bag of, like, probably, like, goldfish crackers or something. She's like, we use this to, I guess we eat this to charge ourselves with energy.
Yeah. Or when you're bored, and, like, I reach into my bag and I pull out some, like, candy. Of course, it's raw candy. And I just start crunching.
And sometimes you can use it to give to people when you don't want them to talk anymore.
Oh, yeah.
It is very multi-purpose. That's a word.
Malu, do you want some snacks? And then she gives you the bag.
Yes!
She eats these narrow-eyed looks at her.
Yeah, I've noticed that Malu always giving me all these arms, and then I just like stop talking and just continue munching.
Yeah. I rolled a 17 for my art.
Roll the 17.
Yes.
So remind me, so you're showing them, are you like basically walking them through how you would eat something?
Yeah. So she like first would do a rough sketch. And this would be very, very rough, as it has to be that long.
Which they go first,
You want to get the layout done, and you want to maybe do a couple of found meals, and then you'll technically want to do like a value study, which you would flip to a page like. Actually, no, she would do a whole landscape. She would do maybe one plan that's nearby, because she could do that quickly.
And then after you figure that all out, she pulls out her value study and holds it to her sketch and has another one. Use these as references for your final product. And does another sketch and then starts to paint it in. She's like, see, this screen here needs to be darker because I did a value study.
Really likes to use them for studies, but there's also those times where she does need to put more energy into her lives. You should use her energy. The energy of energy.
And sometimes you want to be more expressive than academic, and then she pulls out another paper, and she's like, this is what I call abstract art, and then she just says, this is how I paint when I just want to get my frustration out, and then she just takes a big glob of paint, smears it all over. Sometimes
Squeals in delight.
Malu taught me about this.
She's really helps. She's a very good student. Yes, she's a very good student. Now you be a good student too. Do the things she does.
Yeah.
It nods and he stares to Malu, and it grabs out a brush paper and very gently puts its hand out for whatever you're using.
Yeah, she give him
a pencil first.
Yeah. He grabs it, looks at Malu, and you see energy in the arm fall helmet first, and it's very steady. And first it's doing rudimentary, very steady circles, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Very understandable. But it seems to have some sort of timer in its head, and there's a split second when it's asked to level again, and you see more energy pop up in the hand, and it immediately just starts going everywhere. And just scribbling away that amount of shit. And what I think happened is it was keeping track of how long you did a study art, and how long it is, and it thinks you actually do 1 minute of circles and squares and 1 minute of chaos and 1 minute, and it just loops through that cycle.
Malu is delighted. It's like,
Yeah, and I just kind of slapped on her back, and I'm like, you're a great teacher. Look at that. V's a natural. I mean, you also taught me as well, as I bring out a little crumpled up canvas from my backpack, and I show it off to V and Raz, and it's just a canvas with a big obvious hole in it from pressing way too hard into the paper.
I think he might.
Yeah, I'm quite proud of this one.
Hi, this is Tiffany, your DM. Thank you for watching Dungeon Damsels. This is not the end of the session, so please stay tuned for the next part. We update on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're interested in supporting us more, please push the subscribe button, like, or comment. We also have a Patreon, wink wink nudge nudge, and our show is in podcast form. You can find us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Podbean, Spotify, and plenty of other podcast platforms. Thanks, we hope to hear from you soon.